And we're live. Okay. Give a second for a couple of people to come on. All right. We're live now. All right, like I'm gonna send you the link too, because you want to share it with someone. Josephine, did you get it? Oh shoot, I lost her. I seem to have lost Josephine, but she'll be back in a minute. One moment, please. Peace, Princeton. Welcome, welcome, beloved. I'm waiting for Josephine to come back, the phenomenal astrologist. Share this video because you guys are going to want to tap into this energy. I'm going to send this link to a few people. Sharing is caring. Share. For a moment, please. Share this video. I don't know where Josephine went, but we're going to wait for a moment. As I send this out to some people. You guys got to excuse my allergies are a little high right now. I'm having some issues. This retrograde, these retrogrades is something else. Excuse me. I'm gonna tap into this energy and find out how we can make these retrogrades work for us and not against us. We're back to Josephine though. Maybe her. Greetings, peace. Queen Dawn Spirit here. Welcome to my channel, guys. So I'm waiting for my phenomenal astrologist, Carlologer, to come on today. She's going to share some amazing news about what has been going on with these retrogrades, that it's been quite chaotic here lately, but how we can work through them and make them work for us and see a silver lining in every situation, no matter how bad it may seem. So she'll be back on in a couple of minutes. But yeah, this retrograde there's something else, guys. Let me see if anyone has saying anything, because I don't want to leave them hanging out the Princeton buttons. Yes, you caught my live, beloved. Yeah, share this video. Sharing is caring. Whoever else is watching this video. So there was so much going on here lately, and I said, my daughter called me and she was like, Mommy, what planets are in retrograde? I was like, you know what? I need to check Rebecca, but I knew, I looked it up and I said, oh my God, there's several planets in retrograde. So in doing so, um, I had one client after another telling me about challenges that they were experiencing, what was going on in their lives that didn't resonate with them. Me, myself, I broke out with hives. Yesterday, it was a weird, it's like when you connect to something that no longer resonates with you, once you're on a certain plateau or a certain level or a certain vibration or frequency, your body and your outside experience will react to it because everything comes from within. So I broke out in this horrible rash, well, hives. And it was, I never experienced anything like it before. So I was unpacking because this is my new home office. I would love to show it to you guys. I got a view of the pond and that we wake up to every day. We got much more space, double space that I had at the old residence in Massachusetts. And yes, I'm in the DMV, which is DC, Maryland, Virginia. I am taking in clients in person as well as virtual clients. But anyway, so I touched something of a business that I used to be involved in. And I was like, should I keep it or should I throw it away? And it had been in storage for like a year almost. So I kept it. Actually, were a pair of shoes. I was going to keep the shoes. It was a few pairs of shoes. And immediately I said, no, I'm going to throw them away. So I tossed them in a bag. And within 30 minutes, my body broke out into a hive. And when I'm talking about a hive, I'm talking about my face was covered in bumps, my arms, my neck, my back, my legs, my feet, everything was just whelps. And I was itching. And as I was scratching, the more it was growing. So I immediately took a spiritual bath. And the spiritual bath calmed it down, stopped the itching as long as I was in the water, but the water was too warm. So I emptied the tub out and did another spiritual bath with Epsom salt, lavender Epsom salt, green alcohol. What else was it? Pink Himalayan salt and Florida water. And I dumped everything in the tub. Well, here's back there. Here's Josephine. And I dumped everything in the tub and it calmed it down for a little bit. I make a selenite oil. I actually sell it on my website, queendawnspirit.com. And I put the selenite oil and it stopped itching. Hi, okay. Queen. It stopped itching. I'm telling them about my hive story.
Okay.
And it stopped itching once I put the selenite oil, and then I took some Benadryl, so it had calmed it down. The itching had stopped. And then I said, I'm going to go to the emergency. I hate going to the hospital. I try to do everything myself. I'll do a home remedy. So some said, take a bath, take a shower. You got to wash off the selenite oil because I didn't want to greasy and have my clothes all greasy. I was going to put another coat on back afterwards. And I took a mint shower. And then it immediately stopped itching and the bumps, the hives disappeared completely. Look, I have none on me. I had them all up in here. I had them all over my face, my neck, everywhere. And the hives disappeared. I was so mentally exhausted from it. I had to go to sleep for a matter of fact, I went to sleep for like 4 hours. So that was my experience with this retrograde. Okay. And my phenomenal Josephine here, she's going to, I need to put in her information too. She's going to share with you guys her information about what she knows. She is an amazing astrologist and an amazing cardiologist. I can't even say it. You say it quickly. So I'm going to give you two phenomenal Josephine. Welcome to the community, Queen. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you. I am well. I am grateful to be here. We have known each other for a few years, and you are what started all for me. So I just want to give you your flowers while we're here. Thank you for believing in me and encouraging me.
You're welcome, Queen. Thank you.
And the growth has just been amazing. The ride has been fun. It's always great to have tools in your tool belt that help you understand yourself and the world around you and what is transpiring so that you can be empowered and inspired to make the best decisions for your individual journey.
Yes.
And so for me, it started with astrology. Like I was always that kid that would read the horoscopes and stuff in the newspaper and magazines growing up. And speaking of Pluto, it wasn't until I was in a relationship with a Scorpio that prompted me to want to dive deeper into understanding myself, you know, my psychological makeup, emotional makeup, things like that. And that was when I started to understand that astrology is deeper than just your sun sign. So
Okay.
that was when I started to break down birth charts and begin doing birth chart readings. So I've been doing
You're amazing at it.
I've been doing astrological readings for about 7 years now, since that time frame. And since then, I have learned another modality called cardology, which does not veer too far away from astrology. It actually it's an intersection and interplay between astrology, numerology, and it's based on a calendar which still interprets your birth date. So every birth date has a card associated with it. So it's basically using a deck of regular playing cards, but each card is associated with a planet. So it's similar to a birth chart, except you're using playing cards. So now, the last couple of years, we entered into a new decade, and there's been a lot that's been transpiring. We had the pandemic, social distancing, the mask wearing, and all of that began with Saturn moving into Aquarius.
Keep talking, Queen, I'm here.
And so with Saturn moving into Aquarius, you see the breakdown, or the beginning of the breakdown of corporate America. Now, Pluto, these are outer planets, right? And so Saturn changes signs every 2.5 to 3 years. And Pluto is an outer generational planet that changes every 20 years. So Pluto has been in Capricorn for the last almost 20 years. We're in about year 19 now.
Wow.
And a lot of people don't know that.
So what does that mean when you say that? You say Pluto has been in Capricorn for the past almost 20 years. So how does that affect Capricorn?
So Capricorn deals with time, it deals with corporations, it deals with the government, it deals with restrictions. And Pluto, which is a planet that's traditionally ruled by Scorpio, deals with death, rebirth, transformation, power. And so what you've seen over the last 20 years is a shift in government relations. You've seen a shift in schooling. You've seen a shift in how people even parent their children, right? Because Capricorn traditionally also is represented by the father. But what a lot of people don't know is that while Saturn is traditionally deemed as the father of the zodiac, it is a feminine sign.
Capricorn is a feminine sign?
Yes, it is.
Wow. My dad is a Cap.
Yeah, it's a feminine sign. And so when you think about the familial structure over the last 20 years, it has shifted and changed. And since Capricorn deals with karma and timing, you've seen the role of the woman shift and change as well, within the household, outside of the household. And now that we've had the pandemic, it's almost like this magnetism and intensity and focus on the woman. Why? Because Capricorn deals with the feminine, but we've been tricked to believe that it's men, when really it isn't.
Masculine. Yeah, I thought it was masculine. That surprised me that I learned something new.
And Pluto in Capricorn kind of turns that on its head, because Pluto deals with the reproductive organs, the sexual organs. It deals with manifestation, but it also deals with the grotesque aspects of the human psyche and the human body, and why people do what they do on a psychological level. And so over the last 20 years, and more specifically in the last 2 or 3, you have gotten to see the rise of the feminine, a work from home mom, right? With Saturn in Aquarius, because Saturn rules Capricorn. But you kind of get to see the 2 planets play out, in that you have transformation happening on a higher level, right? With Pluto being in Capricorn, so the public sector. But then Saturn in Aquarius is honing in on the individual. Honing in on the individual and how we relate and see one another, and how we're in community with one another. And so the panoramic, and I call it the panoramic because the news and the government wants you to think of it as a pandemic, as a means of mind control.
Yeah, we gotta be careful talking about it too, because
Yes.
I don't want to take this video down.
I am very mindful of the things that I speak on.
Yeah.
And so for me, I have a different perspective over the last 2.5 years. You know, us being spiritual and understanding things beyond the naked eye, we have a different perspective, a different viewpoint. And so taking all of that into consideration, all of that into perspective, you see the beauty in the transformation that is occurring. Is it jarring to the average person? Yes. But for us who has these tools, so you have astrology, it lends a deeper understanding of what is happening. And so with Pluto and Capricorn, you've got removal from office structures, so more people working from home. You've got government entities kind of breaching. There's like this power struggle between the people of the country and what am I saying? And the government structures, capitalism.
So let me ask you something before you go. I apologize.
No, you're fine.
So right now, how many planets are in retrograde?
So we currently have.
Wait a minute, Queen. Let me say this real quick. Guys, post your questions down below if you have any questions. This is the phenomenal astrologist, carologist that you want to ask. She keeps it 100. She is amazing. So post your questions down there that you may have pertaining to your sign or anything you may have questions about. Share this video. Sharing is caring. Okay. Even if it doesn't resonate with you, it may resonate with someone else. And you can reach Josephine at her information is on the screen. And you can set up a personal session with her. And like I said, she's absolutely amazing. So go ahead, Queen. So which planets are in retrograde? So
currently we have 4 planets that are in retrograde. So we got Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, which kicked off in April, the end of April. Then we have Saturn. And when does it end? Huh?
When does that end?
That ends on October 8th.
Okay.
So that's during Libra season. And then we have Saturn in Aquarius retrograde, which kicked off at the beginning of June in Gemini season, and that ends in Scorpio season on October 23rd.
Okay.
Then we just had Jupiter go retrograde in Aries during Leo season on July 28th.
Wow.
And that ends on November 23rd.
November? I thought it ended in September. November?
No, so the bigger
planets. Thanksgiving. God darn, heck is going on. Go ahead, I'm listening.
The longest one. So the outer planets, usually their retrogrades take longer, right? So you've got Neptune and Pisces now. Pisces is the 12th sign. The outer planets, their retrogrades are always going to be longer. So Neptune and Pisces is about 6 months. Neptune and Pisces is retrograde from June 28th to December 3rd.
Oh, shoot. Okay. All right, you shady Pisces. Y'all better get it together.
say it's really not that
I
bad.
got some.
Trust me.
Okay, girl.
I like Neptune and retrograde in Pisces
I love
because
all signs.
it it unearths and it allows you to see certain blind spots that you may have missed before. It allows you to heal certain things that traditionally in our everyday life we overlook, because the 12th house deals with isolation. It deals with jails and hospitals and things like that. And so when Neptune is retrograde in Pisces, it allows us to remember certain dreams that we had kind of tucked in the back of our mind. And then also with Pluto in Capricorn and Saturn in Aquarius retrograde, it is a complete overhaul of what it is that we desire to do in our lives. Because you've got Capricorn, which rules bosses and strategic structures and business, right? And then you've got Saturn and Aquarius retrograde, where we're reviewing and reassessing our close friend groups and who we want to have around us. Who we want to take in this next journey as things move forward, because they are next year, and Aquarius, I should say this, fixed signs have been going through it. Aquarius, Leos, Scorpios, and Tauruses, the last 2 years have had us kind of like, can we breathe? Can I get a break? Can I get some relief? Like
being pulled all different directions.
Yes. Trying to decide what it is we want to do, how we gonna make money, because to be honest, the fixed signs rule resources. You've got Taurus, which is that second house of self-worth and self-esteem, and that's directly connected to our values. And then you've got Scorpio, which is other people's resources, right? You've seen the boom of business grants. You've seen the PPP loans and stuff. Like, the government is also throwing money towards certain avenues that people should be paying attention to.
But the PPP loans are done, right?
Yeah, yes. And then also, so the retrograde now has also brought up what? Fraud.
Yeah, and they also brought up where if you got an SBA loan, that they're asking for that money now. They were supposed to possibly make it turn it into a grant, and it never happened. Yeah. So now they're asking for their money.
Right. So now you're seeing why it's important for Neptune to be retrograde in Pisces right now, right? Because it's uncovering where there are gaps in the story, where they sold you a dream, and now reality is coming to slap people in the face. And it's like, wait, hold on. You didn't say that 2 years ago. You didn't say that last year. And so it all really boils down to money.
So how do you feel? How do you think that these retrogrades? So did you talk? You didn't tell all the retrogrades, did you yet?
Those are the 4, yeah. So I talked about Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune, but Jupiter is also retrograde in Aries right now.
Until October.
Until November.
November. Okay. November 23rd. Okay.
So Jupiter deals with expansion, and Aries is that warrior. I'm going after things head first. I'm going to be the first to do this. Now, with Jupiter and Aries, people might be a little hesitant, depending on where you have Aries in your chart. They might be hesitant to really go face first into something because they might have a bit more fear and a bit more trepidation. But those, and here's the beauty of retrogrades, right? It allows you to see what side of the pendulum, what side of the balance you're on, right? If you're more so of a shy, retrogrades are for the underdogs. Retrogrades are for the misfits. If you're more of a shy, introverted person, retrogrades allow you to kind of flourish a bit more and be less timid in terms of how you view yourself.
Okay.
And depending on where these planets are at in your individual birth chart and what degree they're at is how they're going to express themselves. So I use myself as an example. I'm an Aries rising. So I have Jupiter sitting in my first house, but then I also have Pluto and Saturn in my heavier aspect of my chart where my stellium sits in the 10th house. I have a Capricorn stellium in the 10th house. And so it has brought up for me reviewing again, how I make money, but also it has invited me to trust my gifts more, to put myself out there more. We have, I've had opportunities where I'm able to speak more, where more so I'm more of a one-on-one introverted type of person, or at least I prefer that. Whereas now with these retrogrades, I'm being spiritually pushed, right? Because I have a North Node transit coming up in a couple of years, and I have to prepare for that. So what is Spirit doing? They're like, no, you got to get your business stuff together. You got to get your network together, Saturn and Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius sun. And really go for it. Capricorn moon, you're more powerful than you know. So understanding that, there's this push for me to kind of move through the fear, move through the trepidation, move through, things that I would normally be slow on. The retrograde is like, no, you could do this. It's a reconfiguration of the blueprint and the network that is my birth chart.
Can I ask you something? Because, this is Leo season. I know you're Aquarius like my mom. So real quick.
And my mom's a Leo. Yeah.
That's crazy. How crazy is that? So how is these retrogrades? Because I just had a Leo here, another Leo, who's actually my niece. She said that she had to sit down herself and focus on her business. How is these retrogrades affecting the Leos because we're in Leo season?
So the axis that is most heavily affecting Leos is the Saturn in Aquarius. And also Jupiter in Aries. Why? Because Aquarius is your opposite, it's your sister sign. Yeah. And then also Jupiter in Aries is your sister fire sign. So it's bringing in blessings for the work that has been done. Retrogrades bring in rewards. I need people to understand that. And that's why I say planetary retrogrades ain't all bad. People hear retrogrades and they automatically think, oh my God, all hell is about to break loose, but that is not the case. And so Leos, I view Leos being raised by one, exceptionally generous, but sometimes to a fault, exceptionally loving, sometimes to a fault. And Saturn in Aquarius, which is your opposite sign, wherever your Leo sun is at, Aquarius is going to be in the opposite house. Saturn being in that opposite house, whatever house that's in, you're revamping or restricting or tightening the reins on certain things where you may have been a bit more free flowing. So, and it also shifts how people respond to you now, right? Because if you're setting a boundary where you used to be very generous, it's like, oh, hold on, I didn't ask. This is not what I wanted. And so you're also getting to see who's genuine and who's not.
Peace, and is there?
Huh?
Someone just spoke to you. Someone just said hi, Josephine and Miss Queen Dawn. Soul Azir. Soul Azir?
Yes, Soul Azir.
Okay. Welcome, Soul.
So taking that into consideration, Leo is the sun, right? It deals with the self, and so does Aries. Aries is the first house of self. And so Leos are having to be like, well, I got to really think about myself and how that pertains to me and how that affects my business. Right. Whereas I can't necessarily worry about other people because I got to get myself straight.
Keep talking, Queen. I just got to go off camera for a second. Keep talking. I'm here.
So let's say, for example, if you have Leo in the third house, right? You got Leo in the third house, which is traditionally ruled by Gemini, and you're a particular person that has a podcast or a video or what have you. The opposite house of that, where Aquarius would be, is in the 9th house. And so Saturn in Aquarius can play out in multiple ways. It doesn't always have to be restriction. Saturn in Aquarius in the 9th house could also mean that you decide to up and go back to school or take a certification program because your education had been interrupted in a previous, let's say last year. You wanted to go to what does the ninth house deal with? Higher education, right?
Mhm.
You wanted to go to school for something, but you couldn't go at that particular time. And so now
Mhm.
that Saturn is in Aquarius in your opposing house, now you have the opportunity to apply for a scholarship or apply for a grant that's going to pay for you to go back to school because your friend told you about it. And they're like, hey, you should apply for such and such. And
Mhm.
you apply for it, you get it, and boom, you're back in school. That focuses on you.
Mhm. Mhm.
But then
Okay.
the circle back of that, right? And Saturn deals with money as well. So where you were lacking before, now that the planet is retrograde, it presents a new opportunity for you.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. So new opportunities are coming.
For if you have that placement in your birth chart.
So I always felt and what I learned was that um I learned that retrogrades are a chance to redo, revise, reevaluate. It's a second and third chance to get it right. Practice makes perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always try to look like I always try to look like I always try to look at the silver lining
Yeah.
in every cloud and try to see that there's something always positive
Mm-hmm.
in every situation, no matter how bad it may seem. I learned something from it,
Yes.
So, guys, don't be distracted by that lower vibration when you have lower vibrational people, because everything you're experiencing on the outside, just like Josephine said, every retrograde is not bad.
And that's the thing. Saturn and Aquarius is also causing people to push those people out of their midst. You have to get rid of those people because you have to find, we're in a 4 hearts decade, and that's finding your soul tribe. And your life path and the people that you knew from 20 years ago may not be in alignment no more. And so Saturn and Aquarius is also being like, hey, if you want to go back to school, for example, midwifery, right? You can't be hanging out with Keisha and Shantae and them who's still hanging out at the club every Friday night.
No. I
Because
learned that, yeah. I people that I used to connect with in the past, I realized that not that I don't love them, and it's family too. Not that I don't love them, but what I'm into just doesn't resonate with me any longer.
Yeah, Aquarius is like anybody could get the smoke.
Yeah, my mom is, yeah.
We don't discriminate in that regard, but I think people also forget that people oftentimes think of Aquarians as emotionless and cold, and we're not. Because we're an outer planet, we're the second to last zodiac sign. So the collective energy on us is heavy. I cannot tell you, and I had this conversation with my mom just the other day, or even other Aquariuses, that people constantly pull on our energy for the knowledge that we have. Can you imagine people hitting you up, asking you questions, knowing damn well that Google exists?
I know. Just look it up. But no, Josephine, no, but for real, I understand why they come to you, because you're really a talented astrologer, extremely talented, and cardiologist, because you hit some things. You didn't even know me personally. I mean, we knew each other, but like to go into my birth chart. And I'm telling you guys, when this queen went into my birth chart and my husband's birth chart, and what she shared with us, what she knew, knocked my socks off, literally. Like, she was so on point.
And that was back when I was doing the pro bono readings just to get practice in.
Yep. She was not playing. And I was like, where'd she come from? Like, it was as if she had known me all my life. And Josephine is my children's age. So she is on point. She knows her stuff. If she tells you something, it's the gospel.
And Saturn in Aquarius also deals with that as well, the age variance, right? Because Saturn deals with the older and the younger generation. And so you can gain wisdom from anybody.
Yeah,
do
I'm
you
never
remember
too old to learn.
your rising sign?
I
What's
don't
your,
remember. I don't know, Queen.
oh man. Well, because I was going to do a quick
You did mine recently. You don't still have mine?
no, that was a while, that was a minute. That was a minute.
That
I
was a
don't
few
still
months
have it.
ago.
And then the
Yeah.
site that I used, they revamped their configuration, so it got rid of all my information. So I had to restart all over again. Um,
But she will tell. I don't want to interrupt you, but I gotta say this, guys. You have to schedule a session with her because she was able to tap into some things which allow me to have better relationships with others. Yep. Which allow me to have better relationship with others and not to always take things so personal, and how to change that energy. Because everything you're experiencing on the outside is what you're going through in your inside. So like we can walk down the same street and I can think I'm in the hood and you can think it's a glorious neighborhood and we're on the same street. So what I see is what I want to experience and what I'm going to attract to me. You know, not just anything wrong with the hood. I'm saying like an undesirable location, I should say. and what I'm experiencing could be chaos, and I'm attracting all this chaotic energy and experiences walking down the same street, and you could be on the same side of the street or the other side of the street and say it's a beautiful, glorious day and nobody mess with you and just say hello and speak to you.
Right.
So this retrogrades that we're going through, use it to your advantage. Do not be distracted because energy attracts like energy. And if you keep feeding that energy and letting whatever you went through affect you from the past, it's going to continue to affect you day after day after day after day.
That's the key right there. You just said it. Retrogrades, people oftentimes think that they deal with the past, but really they're about the present. They're about the present. They're only about the past if you're still living there. If you still got residual energy from that. And Queen Dawn does past life regression, so tap into it. Okay. Speaking of release,
and future. Yeah. Yeah, I got mofos into the future too now. I take you to the past and the future.
I gotta get my session done.
And you will see it. I'm not gonna see it. I'll feel it and go through the energy with you, the experience, but I guide my clients to see who they were in the past, or to see if they should marry that person in the future, or if they should take that job, or if they should move to that place.
And so astrology also helps you do that too, because we have something called progression charts, where you can see where you're at in the present and how that pertains to the future. But in terms of the retrogrades that we have right now, especially because we're in a Six of Hearts year, which deals with nostalgia, it deals with our deeper emotions, it deals with karmic rewards and retributions for the things that we have done for people in the past that we have probably completely forgotten about. We're receiving it from other places now. We're receiving it through other vessels, other beings, other networks. And it comes full circle in other ways. You may not still be connected to that person, but you're still receiving a reward for the deed
that you did.
With Pluto in Capricorn and Saturn in Aquarius, you're meeting the people that are going to be able to feed you so that you can continue in this journey called life. As Prince said, dearly beloved, we are gathered here to get through this thing called life.
All right.
Saturn in Aquarius and Pluto in Capricorn are like the infinity symbol of a ring, right?
Okay.
You can't level up in your legacy without the right people connected to you, because we're not here to do it alone.
Right. We're all part of the same consciousness too.
Yeah. And so when we have upcoming retrogrades in Uranus, so Uranus is going retrograde, which is the natural planetary ruler of Aquarius. Uranus goes retrograde on August 24th, and that's coming up. That's like next week. Okay.
So what is Uranus? So what is Uranus for?
So Uranus is the planetary ruler of Aquarius, and the people, we just had a conjunction in Uranus like a couple of weeks ago. I forget the date, I forget the date. But that was, I think it was Lionsgate that we had that conjunction. Was it 8-8? I don't remember. But the day that like Mars and Uranus was conjunct, you had like Uranus rules chaos. It's a chaotic energy. It is unexpected. It's triggering. And it rules technology. It rules technology. It rules your networks. It rules your friend circle, your social circle, and it rules Aquarius. And so, in as much as, and I just got that real sound in my head. You're shocked. You're shocked. Why are you shocked? That's Uranus, right? Like, just when you think you have something figured out or you have a routine, here come Uranus kicking down your door, because you can't get too comfortable if you are to advance, if you are to move forward. Change is an inevitable part of life, and Uranus comes to remind us of that. Now, with it in Taurus, it is a laser beam on yourself, because Taurus rules the second house of self-worth and self-value. So your monetary increase is directly correlated to how you feel about yourself, because how you feel about yourself and view yourself is going to reverberate to what you attract in terms of the people you're around. And so with Saturn and Aquarius, it's also asking us, this hookup culture and things that we got going on, it's asking us, hey, can you slow down and really take your time getting to know a person before sleeping with them? Before deciding that they're your person or that you're going to marry them.
Be careful who you share your root chakra with, guys.
Okay. That root chakra is a major portal, and you don't know if you're connecting yourself to someone who is worthy of that. You know,
and if it's a karmic relationship, or if it's a soulmate relationship, or it's a twin flame. And Lord knows, if I knew then what I know now, I probably would have, my life would have been totally different. Because you can't share energy with everyone, guys. Because when you're sharing energy with certain people, you're sharing energy with everyone they have shared energy with. And you got we on a spiritual attack. I'm not feeding no fear, guys. You got to protect yourself. You got to protect your energy. Let me stop real quick 1 second. We turned to Pachamama, my co-star. She moved to the West Coast, child. She done moved to another part of the United States. So she will be back again. Thank you, Ozma. She said share this video and press the like button. So I love you, Queen. Look to see you back soon. And have you seen Ozma before?
I have not.
Oh, she's an amazing numerologist. She's a vegan chef. Yeah, and she does a number of things. She's really good at what she does. You would love her.
We're gonna have to connect.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a show together, the three of us.
That would be dope.
Yeah. So go ahead. Let me continue on. I'm gonna it's getting dark in here. So continue to talk so you can talk to them and tell them about how to work with these retrogrades, Queen. Excuse me, guys.
Okay. So Uranus and Taurus, right? It kicks off on the King of Hearts day, and the King of Hearts, I honestly feel like, first of all of these retrogrades are preparing the greater population, the greater public for the rise of the divine feminine, which is Capricorn energy, because Capricorn is a feminine sign, and we're ushering that out in order to bring in a new way of doing life with Pluto and Aquarius, and how we relate and connect to other people. Now, with Uranus retrograding in Taurus, you're going to see, we already, quote unquote, in a recession, right? False.
So-called recession, but okay.
False. Okay. We in a recession by the old way of doing shit. But this Uranus and Taurus, you're gonna see, and it's from August 24th to January 22nd of 2023.
What is this again? Talking about till some daggone January? What'd you say? Say it one more time.
The outer planets retrogrades last longer because their transits they take longer to change signs. So they're retrograde.
What retrograde is this again? Which planet?
Uranus.
Okay.
So
and you said that deals with technology?
Yeah, Aquarius and Leo axis, right? you're gonna see women making a shit ton of money.
Okay.
A shit ton of money. But it also means that there's gonna be an uptick in the power struggles between men and women. Why?
Mm,
Because men gonna be in their feelings. Men gonna be in
mm,
their feelings. But with that Aquarian energy, we're learning how to detach from, because you know the divine feminine is very very nurturing and
mm-hmm,
emotional. And so we're having to shift that and
mm,
begin to use our minds rather than Leo of, oh, I got attention, you know, he did this and that. We're like, no, is it helping me get to the bag? Is it going to help my immediate
mm-hmm,
community? Is it going to
mm-hmm,
help my family? We're shifting our focus in thinking long term in terms of legacy,
mm-hmm.
um, and no longer being flattered by the superficial.
Okay. Okay.
So Uranus and Taurus is going to see the boom in crypto. There's already a boom in crypto. Most cryptocurrency holders are women.
So wait. Okay. So do you know anything? What's going on with Bitcoin?
Bitcoin. I don't
Bitcoin was down a lot.
I don't follow Bitcoin. I hold Guap coin, which was
Oh,
created
Guap
by,
coin. Then I tried to invest into Guap coin, but I couldn't figure it out. So I hope that they fixed it because I wanted to invest into Guap coin.
so
Send me that
so
information when you get a chance,
I
please.
most certainly will. Guap coin was created by a Black woman named Tavania Evans. And so
Mm-hmm.
the guap finna take off. But understand that Bitcoin wasn't built for people that look like you and me.
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin was built for the corporations. That's Capricorn energy. Aquarius,
Mm-hmm.
Saturn and Aquarius, Uranus and Taurus, you're seeing the rise of the altcoin because as the dollar tanks, what's going to happen to Bitcoin? Bitcoin is
Mm-hmm.
more so a centralized cryptocurrency.
Okay. Okay.
It's still connected to the old way of financing. Whereas Uranus and Taurus, you're gonna see the rise of foreign wallet holders and being able
Trading.
to
Mm-hmm.
um, decentralize how you manage your funds.
Okay.
That's the
Okay.
more so in offshore, not off, I shouldn't say offshore, but the foreign cryptocurrencies, the lesser known cryptos that have promise and value in
So
terms
you
of how
think
they can help your community.
so you what do you think about I mean, I know we're getting a little bit off the topic, we're not going to stay there long, but what do you think about Ethereum and Dogecoin? Because you know that was a big thing at one time.
So Dogecoin was also connected to Elon Musk,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
whose team is Elon Musk playing for? So when investing in cryptocurrencies, it's important for the divine feminine and people who are investing in cryptos to look at the use cases of these cryptos. What is the community around it, right? What
Mm-hmm.
is the use case? What is the value behind that cryptocurrency that you are
Mm-hmm.
investing in? It's no longer about buzz names and who a crypto is connected to because
Mm-hmm.
they may not be rooting for you. And then when that
Mm-hmm.
goes down, then what's going to happen to your money? You done lost
It's
out.
gone.
As
Mm-hmm.
with any investment, there's risk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's risk. And so it's important for us. And I think with the Uranus and Taurus retrograde, you're also going to see the rise of or the increased intensity of communities banding together. Now
Mm-hmm.
that Saturn and Aquarius is there also, right? With Pluto and Aquarius, it's like, okay, how can we come together and
Mm-hmm.
really make this solid?
Yeah, a lot of
Because
that is happening here lately. I've noticed that too. Like, guys, if you're on social media, try to join some groups, some community groups during this so-called recession. Try there's plenty of free groups that you can join on Facebook that give free stuff. They give free food, free furniture. All you got to do is pick it up, free clothes. You know, I know kids are going back to school. Do not let this recession distract you. Do not let it be a distraction because if you do, you're going to drown.
Hmm. And
You
one
gotta
thing
believe and know that you're manifesting. You gotta manifest what you want, your
I,
intention.
and speaking to that, right? You're also going to see communities coming together to help each other out, right?
Mhm.
One thing I've learned, that I left my government job in April of 2021, and I picked up and left to Georgia within 2 weeks, and people thought I was crazy. That's Uranus energy.
No,
That's
you should have did it. You needed to do that. You needed to get out of that tri-state area.
within two weeks, I was on the road. Whatever I could fit in my car, boom, I was gone. And
Mhm.
over the last year and a half, I have made new friends. I have gained new confidence, new gifts. And I've
Mhm.
also learned that what it means to truly take a leap of faith.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because as I asked, and I use myself as an example, I have a heavy Capricorn energy in my chart. I have 6 placements in Capricorn, which equates to a stellium, in that my life's trajectory is highly focused on Capricorn energy and building a business. I'm not meant
Mhm.
to work a
Mhm.
job. And so I got
Yeah.
to, I was like, okay,
Mhm.
the people's sense of security with Taurus, people's sense of security is going to be challenged.
Mhm. Mhm.
People who haven't been preparing, who haven't been finding their community, they're going to struggle with this upcoming retrograde. But the people who have been preparing and positioning themselves, they're going to see increase in rewards in ways that they never could imagine. I'm
Mhm.
talking windfalls of money.
Mhm. Mhm. The money's
Millionaires and
there,
billionaires,
guys. The money's there.
yeah, millionaires and billionaires are made during quote unquote recessions.
Mhm. Yep.
And when I say real estate, I mean invest in land.
Mhm. Mhm.
Invest
And
in
do
land.
it as a group, guys, if you can. Do some Airbnbs. Do something. Do a what is a storage facility? It's
That's that
invest
Saturn
in
and
something.
Aquarius. That's that Saturn and Aquarius of doing business
Mhm.
together,
Right.
right?
Right.
And you're going to see more women doing that.
Right.
Um, but to use myself as an example, I moved to Georgia and I was like, okay, I'm gonna travel, and then I'll get a job. I got experience. Like what? Okay, and
Mhm.
that wasn't the case. Why? Because my ancestors and my spirit team was like, that's not why we brought you down here. We
Right.
didn't bring you down here to get back into corporate America, because if you get back into corporate America, you'll just be comfortable. And then 3 years have gone by where 2 or 3 years have gone by where you have not focused on what you're here to do. Right.
Mhm.
So I started a bunch of stuff last year in terms of business opportunities, but I didn't finish them. Why? Due to fear. Now this year,
Mhm.
it's like, okay, well, I'm going to apply for this and I'm going to apply for that. But I kept getting rejections. I kept getting told no. And Spirit's like, you need to trust and believe in yourself.
Yep. You gotta trust universe. You gotta trust the universe. Trust spirit, because spirit will not. And if you're not on the right track, because there's a path that you chose to come here for, guys. So if you're not on that correct path, or you try to go to something that no longer resonates with you, something's gonna happen to
It's
make
like,
you go there. So you need to do it
yeah,
so that it's painless as possible.
uh,
Okay.
yeah, them blockages gonna start popping up. And you're gonna be like, what happened? Who put
Yeah.
juju on me? And it's not, it's just because you're not
You're not on
listening.
the correct path. Yeah.
You're not listening. And so once I started to tap back into my higher self and I really started communing with spirit, and it's only been about 60, 90 days since the beginning of the retrogrades in Capricorn and Aquarius, which are my placements, right? I've completed things that I should have completed last year, but last year I wasn't ready. This year I'm ready. This year I'm confident enough to just be
Mhm.
like, all right, we're going for it. Have I
Let
faced
me
obstacles? Yes, but they're a bit more palatable and less challenging because my
So moving forward, I want to ask something. I don't want to cut you off, Queen, because I think a couple of people might have a couple of questions. Guys, ask your questions right now because we're getting ready to shut down. Ask your questions to Josephine. Post your sign. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be a long drawn out question. It could be your sign, so she can elaborate on that a little bit for you if she hasn't already covered it. You can reach. Tell them your information, Queen, however, for them to contact you
so
to schedule a session.
yep, I can be reached at akuajupiter.com. That's AKUA. Jupiter is JUPITAIRE.com. And I'm also
Okay.
on Twitter and Instagram at the same handle, Akua Jupiter.
All right. Okay. And guys, you got to plan ahead. Do not be distracted by this lower vibration. Don't let these retrogrades, like I said, things are going to come up, and people that are not in alignment of who they're supposed to be, their situations may affect you. But be
But they're being
careful what rabbit
removed.
hole you go down, huh?
They're being removed.
Yeah. Be
Things,
careful with rabbit hole you go down to, because
right.
once you go down that rabbit hole, it could be no turning back. So make sure that you go down that correct rabbit hole, because it can spiral out of control.
Well, this is why it's important to book readings so that you have clarity and understanding. Neptune and Pisces retrograde is also unearthing certain things about these institutions and the stories and the plots that they have exposed. It's just a matter of if you're paying attention and if you're critically thinking. Saturn and Aquarius is asking you to critically think about your individual path and your individual journey and what you want your life to look like outside of the control of corporations.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
All right.
Aquarius is avant-garde, but it's a rebel. They say we're a rebel without a cause, but we are rebel with a cause, because 9 times out of 10, when we choose ourselves, it affects the collective and we inspire somebody to also be confident enough to do something different and change their lives.
Okay, Queen. So real quick, I'm gonna shut off for a second. I want you to continue to talk. Can you quickly just do a quick 2 sentence per zodiac sign before we shut off? What's going to
Okay.
happen within the next few months or couple of months or whatever?
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So,
I'm still here.
So Aries, right? Continue to revamp what it is that you're expanding upon. Don't focus on your fears, focus on your faith. Taurus, focus on your money and how you can change up your routine in order to bring in more abundance, more change and fun. Change can be fun. Switch up your routine. Gemini, we got Mars moving into Gemini tomorrow, and then it goes retrograde in October. Geminis, talk your stuff. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, but also be mindful of gossip and whatnot, because that may come back to haunt you during Scorpio season. Cancers, right? Cancers, step outside of your shell, step outside of home, and focus on the value that you bring to the external world. Leos, my Leos, it's okay to continue to be selfish, but also pay attention to who's pouring back into you. My Virgos, y'all season coming up real soon, like literally in a couple of days. And so Virgos, be mindful of the over analysis paralysis. Your skill set is needed out here in the grand scheme of things in the communities that we're building. And so step out of hermit mode and allow yourself to be seen and valued by others around you. Who's next? Libra. It's okay to be confrontational sometimes. It's okay to rock the boat. Be mindful of who you are relating to. And allow your businesses to be transformed in terms of what it is that you're doing in your overhead. Scorpios, be mindful of the power dynamics within your business relationships, and also where you may be too controlling and where you can loosen the reins a little bit and trust a bit more, and vice versa. Sagittarius, may be a good time to go back to school, travel, do the things that you may have not necessarily been doing over the last few months to kind of reinvigorate that spark within you, that wisdom, that knowledge. Capricorn, continue to transform your business. Also, switch up your work heavy routine. Yes, it's important to establish security for ourselves, but also make time for play and fun, and also remember your own inner power. Aquarius, put yourself out there more. Leo is mindful of who they're pouring into. And for you, understand that you can shine too. You don't have to fade into the background of the people that you are surrounding yourself with. Pisces, my inevitable dreamers. It's important to have boundaries, and also if your instinct and your gut is telling you something, believe that and stick to it.
Okay. That was amazing. So Peace Rose, Jefferson Queen, Casey Music once said, what if I have a Mars in Gemini transiting the 5th house until January?
Okay, so Mars and Gemini transit in the 5th house. The 5th house is traditionally ruled by Leo. And so that invites you to, so one, that might revamp relationships with siblings in a positive way, but it also can revamp certain conversations of things that may need to be hashed out if you've swept things under the rug. But it also gives you an opportunity to be really creative in terms of your banter. So you may do more writing, you may do more artistic expression, and you may feel compelled to speak more and put yourself out there more.
Okay, Casey, you got that. Oh, peace, Doris Smith. Good evening. Hey guys, if you have your questions, this is a chance for you to post your questions real quick before Josephine, the phenomenal astrologer and cardiologist, before she signs off. You can book a session with her. You see her number on the screen, 401-547-1380. Her website is A as an apple, K as a kite, U as an umbrella, A as an apple, J as in Jupiter, U as an umbrella, P as in Paul, I as in ice, T as in Tom, A as in angel, I as in ice, R as in Robert, E as in Edward.com. I didn't put the .com when I did your, but yeah, check her out, schedule a session with her. You will not regret it.
Twitter, yeah.
Huh?
I'm also on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, she's on Instagram and Twitter as well.
You can DM me, yeah.
Okay, I forgot to put the .com. Anybody else want to post? Oh, KC Music wants to, she's amazing. Yes, she is.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bob.com. Oh, I see why I didn't let me do it, because I put so much in there, didn't give enough space. Okay, my sinus, and this retrograde is messing with my sinuses, but that's okay because I'm detoxing.
A neti pot?
No, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to drink my detox juice. So it's
the number is incorrect. It's 401-548-5286.
Oh my God, I put the wrong number, guys. My apologies. What is the number, Queen?
401. 548.
548. Okay, hold on.
5286.
Oh, it's not let me do it. Hold on. Let me try it again. Oh, what's going on? It's not letting me do this technology. Okay, what's the number again? 548
5286.
582. Oh, whoa! I put the. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I put the number that I have on my phone. I apologize. Okay. I changed it. So 401-548-5826.
5286.
52. Okay, I'm dyslexic today.
No, that's all right. We about to begin the shadow period for Mercury retrograde.
Oh, okay, so 501-548-5286. Okay. And did you say which is coming in retrograde? Come on now.
Mercury is going
communication.
Yeah, in Libra on September 10th. So
until when?
Relationships until October 2nd. Mercury is 3 weeks.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, Mercury is 3 weeks because it's a fast moving planet.
Okay. So, and you were going to say something else before I interrupted you. I apologize.
No, you're fine. So that's also going to be focused heavily on money.
Heavily on money? Is that okay? So that I know Mercury is communication, correct?
Yes.
So how is that?
Libra deals with partnerships, so you're going to see a lot more women coming together to invest in big projects, big
Okay.
things that they believe in, that they value, and
Mhm.
that's going to drive and shift the focus and the dynamic. But it also brings up Mercury and Libra, the dynamic between men and women, which has been a hot topic for some time in these social media streets.
Mhm.
Allow, you know, peace to come in, but also it could ruffle some feathers with Jupiter being retrograde in Aries. It may mean an uptick in violence with Uranus and Taurus, Mercury and Libra, Mars and Gemini. Arguments are gonna be, so mind your mouth.
Mind you, don't show up to every fight, guys. You
That
don't have to
part.
show up to every fight.
That part.
Okay.
It could be violent.
Silence is golden.
In some
So,
regards, and then other times, if you have a blocked throat chakra, it also could be a great time to speak your piece.
peace to Hootie. Yeah, speak your piece, but speak it. You know, both my husband and I are fire signs.
Yeah.
He's an Aries and I'm a Leo. And at the beginning, it was like an atomic bomb because I'm strong-willed, he's strong-willed.
Yeah.
Both fire signs. My Aquarius mother just called me, guys. Sorry, I'll have to call her right back. I had to realize, we had to realize that you could agree to disagree without taking it personal.
Right.
You say what you got to say, they say what they got to say, and keep it moving as long as you're being respectable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it shouldn't have to ever get to where you calling one another out of their names, because words carry vibrations.
Yes.
You put your
Yes.
hands on someone. You don't need to do that to get your point across. Because
Mm-hmm.
as soon as you raise up to that chaos and drama, it just goes south from there.
But that's what Mars and Gemini is gonna bring.
So don't, with the road rage,
yeah, be mindful of the road rage, because we got a 9 of spade and Mercury for the year. So as you can see, there's been a lot of deadly accidents and collisions as of late. So be mindful of.
Take your time.
Yes, where you going?
Take your time where you're going. You don't need to rush, because if you get in an accident, you're not gonna get there when you on time.
Take your time.
Okay, or you get pulled over.
Make sure your car is up to make sure if you got to get your car serviced and whatnot, you schedule those appointments.
Matter of fact, I gotta get an oil change, and my car is only 2 years old, but I get my oil change religiously. Whenever I get that light show up, go get your oil change, guys. Don't wait. And then right when the light showed up for me to get the oil change, then I get a recall notice in the mail from Ford that I need something on my vehicle's recall. So don't let these things that you don't want to deal with be a distraction. Take care of it and keep it moving so it's not lingering and procrastinating.
Yep. And that's another thing that these retrogrades are bringing up too. Do not procrastinate on the things that you've been divinely guided to do, because you're blocking your own blessings. Ain't nobody sending nothing your way. It's just you. It's you.
You chose to come here. You chose to come here. And you know, we moved to Maryland. When I lived in the New England area is where I really became awoke. I've been spiritual all my life since I was a child, but the experience that I had where it wasn't vibing with me. And I knew that I needed to move out of that area to really excel. I felt like there was a foot on my neck and I wasn't able to excel like I really wanted to, even though I'm a manifest. I was born on Jupiter Day. I'm a manifested mofo. I manifest my ass off. Okay. Teach you how to manifest too. I love manifesting and I love teaching people how to manifest. So what I'm saying is there's nothing you can't manifest. Don't be distracted. If spirit talks to you and say, hey, I need to move to this area. Like my co-star Ozma, she moved to Vegas. Okay, she left the East Coast and moved to the West Coast. You left.
I went
the New England area and you went south to warmer climates.
Yep.
Listen, don't let anybody distract you from reaching your goals.
Internationally too.
Huh?
I also traveled internationally.
Yeah, and travel. Don't be scared. Travel, get out there, just protect yourself. Okay, but you remember, there's a lot of fear that's being fed to us. Okay. That's being fed to us to make us think that we're not worthy of. Think outside the box for a change. No matter how
Aquarius
wild
energy,
it may seem, as long as you're not hurting anyone and doing anything so-called illegal, do it. Go for the gusto. The
it may be
sky's
your
the limit.
brightest blessing.
Hmm?
It may be your brightest blessing. Wilder than
Your
you could
brightest
imagine.
blessing. Your brightest blessing. When I first became a Reiki practitioner, not many people know about what Reiki is.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew it was my calling. I knew I was a healer before I became a Reiki practitioner. I'm a Reiki master teacher. I'm at the highest level you can go. So me just talking to you is healing.
Right.
Okay. So I was like, some people are like, what's that? You know, when I tell them what it is. And I'm like, okay, so what?
A lot
Why?
of us
Because
don't
I
know
want to
about it.
hear.
A lot of us don't know about it.
Right. And it's important, guys, if there's something you don't know about, research it. Look it up. Google is, if Google's free. Google's free. You know, so research it. And even the stuff that we tell you, look it up. We're telling you what we're learning, and we both are lifetime students. You have to know in this world, you are going to be a lifetime student. Every day you should learn something new. I don't care what it is. My dad always told me, if you didn't learn something new every day, then that whole day has been wasted, because that's why you chose to come here.
Yeah.
And he's a Capricorn.
We do like to work, but I've also learned the importance and the value of resting over this last year and a half since moving. So it's important to strike a balance.
So you think this year is going to end? So you're saying that the money is going to evolve and elevate for the feminine energy. In closing, what do you expect that's going to happen
overall
or internationally? Oh Lord, here go Prince. Nationally, hey guys, say hi to Prince.
Oh, he's so cute. Hi, Prince.
Don't kiss me. That's the baby. And in ending, what do you say that is going to happen where it's just going to be so visible that you can't deny it? What's going to happen this ending this year?
So I do feel like we're in the beginnings of World War. Like you said internationally.
You said World War?
Yeah, we're both on grounds in our country and the world at large, because Mars in Gemini for 7 months, that's a long time for Mars to be in Gemini. And so there's going to be an exchange of words. And then when the retrograde happens, it's going to be like, well, remember when you said XYZ? But guess what? When chaos ensues, that's when people come together. And so we're in a 6 of Hearts year, which is soulmate energy, right? I do believe that you have more than one soulmate. So it could be friends,
yeah, you do.
It could be business partnerships, but those of us that are single have a prime opportunity to find our life partners in this last quarter of the year. And also meet some phenomenal business partners that really can withstand the test of time.
Okay. All right. So business and staying focused and not being distracted, investing.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please check out this phenomenal astrologer and a cardologist. She's amazing. I've known Josephine for several years. And she was one of the people that I met on my path where I was in the New England area. And it's funny, like we all moved around the same time to a new location. So I thank you so much for sharing space with us. And I thank you all for sharing space with us. Make sure you contact this phenomenal lady. And if you need a reading from me as well, or Reiki healing, I do in person as well as virtual. I do past life regression, future life regression. I am an officiant. I'm a tarot card reader, oracle card reader. So I spirit speaks to me too. So connect with us. I thank you so much. I want you guys to have a phenomenal, amazing weekend. Did you want to say something, Queen, before we sign off?
Thank you for having me. And I absolutely love what I do. I love helping people, coaching people. So if you want the tea and the skinny on how these transits are going to affect you, or if you want a cardology reading to learn about that system and that modality as well, I can be reached at the information that was previously provided. I hope y'all have a phenomenal weekend.
Oh, and wait a minute, you do couples too. You do couple readings too, right?
Couples readings.
Yeah, she does couples readings. She does relationship readings. She could do a relationship reading with your boss, with your man or your woman or your child or your mama or your daddy or everybody. She can do relationship readings. So tap into that energy, guys. Okay.
Thank you,
I'm
thank
sending
you,
you
thank
more
you.
Reiki. You're welcome, Queen. I thank you so much. I love you so much. I'm
I love
sending you
you.
more Reiki healing love. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Share this video. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. You're going to see much more of me. I'm going to be doing sound bowl healing a little bit. I'm going to be sending Reiki. I'm going to be doing a number of things, and you will see Josephine again soon. You'll see Josephine again along with Ozma. So we'll be doing the three of us, so we'll be collaborating soon in the future. All right. Thank you guys. Peace out. I love y'all so much. Queen Dawn Spirit here. Love you guys. Ciao.
Peace.
Hold on a second.